मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्. Sanatana Dharma Parichaya is the title of this camp. It is very difficult to translate the word Sanatana Dharma because it goes by the name Hinduism. When we say Hinduism, always there is a compare and contrast which arises because it is one of the isms. That is the problem. Well, the term you might be aware, I am sure you are aware, the word Hindu is not intrinsic to our culture. You don't find that word occurring in the Vedas, in the Ramayana, in the Mahabharata. Of course, our Sanskrit people are very clever. They can find meanings to that also. Hinam doshayati iti Hindu. The Sanskrit word, Sanskrit, so many. And in some of the later texts also you find the word Hindu. After we have had the various invasions and other kind of contact with other religions, so such terms have come about. When you analyze carefully with respect to Sanatana Dharma, or for the matter other kinds of religion, there are two important things. One is the philosophy aspect and another is the religious aspect. So every religion has got a philosophy. And it is the philosophy that molds the religion. Philosophy is a vision. It's more to do with the clarity of thought with respect to the essential details of life. That is philosophy. In Sanskrit we call it as darshana. It is a vision. But a vision to be concretized and actualized in life requires certain practical methodologies, some concrete aspects following which, practicing which, being devoted to which, one can come to truly actualize that vision. So when you take Sanatana Dharma, there is one aspect, the philosophy, the darshana, and another is a religious aspect, which is the prayoga, the application, which is the practice. So this darshana and the abhyasa of that darshana through a particular prayoga together is what is termed a religion. Sometimes you hear the statement, Hinduism is a way of life, it is not a religion. People do not think carefully what they are talking. Way of life is a darshana, but for that way of life to be actualized and concretized, you require a certain set of practices. And those set of practices, right, is what is called as religion. In English, the word religion comes from the word religare, which means to unite, to go back to that. Religare. Nowadays, the word religion means so many things. Sometimes the word religion itself is many times very, what do you call it as? It is a irritant word. I am not a religious person, I am a spiritual person. But really speaking, if you take off all those connotations, it just means a set of practices which have been developed in order that the vision is concretized. And if you look at the vision, because the practice will be based on the vision, and because the practice is meant to concretize the vision, therefore, it is a vision which determines the practice. It is a philosophy which molds the practice. And if the philosophy is narrow, then the religion also will become narrow. It goes without saying. And thus, if you have a vision which states that X alone is the God, or Y alone is the way, then naturally what will happen is that the religious practices also will conform to that. It is but natural. So if the vision is narrow, the religion, the practice also will be naturally narrow. So that is the point. So there you find, you'll find in certain kinds of religion. Now you see so much in the world which is happening in the name of religion, and all the narrow-mindedness which has come about, because of which the world suffers, is because the philosophy is narrow. And unless the philosophy becomes broad-minded, there is no way the religion can be broad-minded. Now, if you take the Vedic or the Sanatana Dharma, exactly it is opposite to narrow-mindedness. Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. The reality is one, the wise call by various names. And therefore you see how the practice of Sanatana Dharma is. We don't mind God being called by any name. We don't mind any form of worship. You see? So there is a broadness in the approach of religion. And that is why, in a way, Hinduism is not a religion. Why? Because when you look at other kinds of religion, you find a very sectarian, narrow-minded approach. And therefore, religion is equated to narrow-mindedness and sectarianism. Whereas if you find Sanatana Dharma, there is no narrow-mindedness, there is no sectarianism. People ask the question sometimes. There have been so many cultures. The Egyptian culture, the Roman culture, the Greek culture, the etc., etc., so many cultures. And all these cultures are quite old. But why is that these cultures have not survived these number of years? Whereas Hinduism alone or Sanatana Dharma alone has been able to break the bonds of time. Sanatana, most ancient and yet alive. Why is that? It is because of this. Whenever anything is narrow, it cannot accommodate. Accommodation is possible only in a broad, larger embrace. So, if they are very, very, very stuck up and very narrow and very limited, it can be broken. And once you break it, they are gone. See, a small, let us say this water is there, and in this water I put some stones, what will happen? The water will come out. And more the stones goes, what will happen to this water? This water is gone. But suppose there is a lake and I throw some stones at it, what will happen? It will. But suppose I throw lot of stones in a lake or a pond, even that lake or pond can get empty. Water can go away. But however much you throw in an ocean, can you empty the ocean? Such is the power of Sanatana Dharma. So many people have come about. And so many criticisms they have given. So many have attacked also. But then, the power of Sanatana Dharma is the broadness. Truly life in nature. The characteristic of life in nature. Able to accommodate diverse visions. Diverse thinking. Vision is one. Diverse thinking. And that is the power of Sanatana Dharma, because of which any kind of stones which have been thrown into it have been absorbed. Gurudev used to say beautifully, he is a wise man who can build his home with the bricks that others throw at him. When Buddha threw a brick, he became an avatara. Such a great saint is there. He comes and he says, he's a good saint, he's a great saint. Over, we have no problem. But such kind of accommodation you will never be able to see in other kinds of so-called isms. Ano badrah kratavo yantu vishvatah yatra vishvam bhavati eka needam. These kind of thoughts, I tell you, is not there anywhere. And it is these thoughts which have constituted Ano Badrah Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha, let noble thoughts come to us from all sides. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Eka Needam, where the whole world is one home, one nest. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Now, this is a unique characteristic of Sanatana Dharma. And this strong vision of all accommodativeness, which is unique to Sanatana Dharma and to no other kind of religion, is really speaking something the world truly requires at this time. This unique aspect, and this has stood the test of time. Another important aspect of Sanatana Dharma, when you look at it, unlike, see, I'm contrasting with other isms, because only then we will see what is the uniqueness of our Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism. He said, we have never divided the so-called spiritual life from the so-called material or the scientific or the knowledge life. The spiritual knowledge was called Paravidya. The material knowledge was called Aparavidya. Dve vidye veditavye, and both of them, the Shastras say, you should know. Now, if you take at other kind of, religion, you will see that they are afraid of material knowledge. In fact, some of the very, very great scientists and all of them were put in prison also. For us, the whole knowledge was one. And whole knowledge was considered to be nourishing the individual, not just spiritual knowledge. So Galileo, you know Galileo? What did Galileo find out? Huh? The rotation of the planets and things like that. Heliocentric theory. So he was caught and he was put in prison. Okay. And he was not left out. And they tortured him. They told him, say that the sun goes round the earth. He said, but earth only goes round the sun. Tell, this is what the sacred scripture says. Tell. Finally he said, okay, I will tell. So they brought him to the top priest. And then the top priest asked him, now at least you are able to understand what is the truth. What is the truth? He said, sir, the sun goes round the earth. And then quietly he told to himself, according to you. We have no, but if you look at our tradition and culture, sun goes round the earth. And then there came people who said, no, the earth goes around the sun. We had no problem in these kind of arguments. I have not come across anybody being put in prison because of his thought. We have even encouraged such thoughts wherein God was not accepted. Forget about sun and earth, God. And we study this as a darshana. But one thing unique about all knowledge fields in our Sanatana Dharma is that it is meant for a higher purpose. It is meant for realizing the higher reality. So, this dichotomy of knowledge and spirituality, which is expressed, and then they say this is sacred and this is the secular, and the sacred and the secular should not come together, etc., etc., etc. Such things were not there in our culture. You find great spiritual saints, great masters of great material art, and at the same time you find masters of great material art, also exemplary spiritual giants. You can see for yourself various names. You take Mahabharata, Veda Vyasa, everything is there. Not only spiritual wisdom, even material wisdom is there. This dichotomy was not there. We saw everything holistic. This is another unique aspect of Sanatana Dharma. And if you ask what is this basic source of Sanatana Dharma, we say Vedo Kilo Dharma Moolam. And then based on the Vedas, you have the various Vidyasthanas. Angani Veda Shatvaro Purano Nyaya Vistaraha Mimamsa Dharma Shastram Cha Vidya Heta Shaturdasha, etc., etc. So when you talk of Sanatana Dharma, you have to talk of the holistic knowledge. Not just spiritual knowledge, not just material knowledge. And thus, this beautiful program which has been planned out by Swami Shardanandji, planned out by Shardanji says, I must say Siddhu. This beautiful program which has been planned out by the Lord will be a great eye-opener. We have become so confused because of this propaganda of religion. It has nothing to do with Sanatana Dharma. For us, all knowledge was sacred. So, in this Sanatana Dharma Parichaya, you will find the width, the length, the depth, the height of this great glorious culture, which really speaking will and is even now the true savior of sanity in this world. So you will see all the various aspects of Sanatana Dharma being presented, and I assure you, you have all taken a right decision to come over here and to benefit from such a wonderful program. I invoke Pujya Gurudev's grace, Bhagavan Shankaracharya's blessings, Bhagavan Ayyappa, his benedictions, and Goddess Saraswati, whoever is here to bless us, so that this program is truly an eye-opener. And let us learn to cherish, nourish, sustain, live, and grow strong in these roots, which is basically our own wealth, the Sanatana Dharma. Thank you all very much. I wish Swamiji and the organizers all the best.